do you get more good leads right now? How do you turn the leads you already have into appointments? And how do you turn those appointments into listings? There are plenty of real estate coaches out there. Duh. There are plenty of people who teach you, whether they've been a successful real estate agent or some of them have not, whatever. I have my opinion, you know what it is, but it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. But there are plenty of people who teach this stuff. It's a crowded market, real estate coaches these days. You notice that? So what makes your coach Borino special, other than the foul language you have to put up with every week, other than the dirty words I use? But hey, that's who I am. That's how I talk. What are you going to do? But the difference is, among other things, is I can take something pretty complex as real estate and I'm able to break it down into simple, digestible pieces, into simple steps that you can take, that you feel inspired to do, that you understand how to do, and then you take them. I mean, you take something like real estate, there are really 3 moving parts only. There are only 3 things you got to focus on. I'm not saying it's an easy business, but it's not very complicated. Think about it. You focus on daily, how do I get leads? That's your focus number 1. That's really the blood flow of your business. Without leads, you ain't got a business, you got a hobby. Then once you got leads figured out to a certain extent, you figure out the part number 2, moving part number 2 of this machine. How do I get appointments with those leads? What do I have to do? And I want to show you a couple of ideas. I want to share with you some ideas that will help you with that. And then the third part is, okay, I know how to get leads, I know how to get appointments. How do I turn those appointments into good listings? I'm not talking just listings. I'm talking about good listings, well-priced listings and commissions. So you can help people, you get paid, they're happy, they send you referrals, you know, the whole 9 yards of a good real estate business. These are the 3 things you focus on. Here we are, halfway through 2018. Half a year is done. So what I want you to do is do the simple exercise with me, and this will either get you really excited or it will really freak you out. And guess, you don't need to look it up because you already know in your head. How much in commissions have you made so far? What is the number? 100,000, 150,000, 80,000? What have you made so far in your pocket? Got that number? Yeah? Now what I want you to do is multiply it by 2. That's what you're going to end up with. Now some of you right now are going, yay, good year, Borino. And some of you are going, fuck me, this is a disaster. This is no bueno, right? Tracy, what's happening? Good morning, Todd. How much are you going to end up with? Barring some unforeseen circumstances that may or may not happen. Most of them out of your control, like a natural disaster and God forbid something like that. But if you just stay on this path, if you multiply the amount you made so far, what are you going to end up with? So here's what I invite you to do. If the number you end up with multiplied by 2 is not where you want to be, it's time to make some shift and changes. Here's the good news. You can implement them right now, today. Not a month from now. It doesn't take months to build some new monstrosity advertising and marketing system that's going to cost you $10,000. You don't need to go to a yoga Zen meditation center to fix your head. You don't need to come to my seminar. I mean, if you want to come to the War Room, I'd love to have you. We're doing it in September. But you can make changes, you can implement changes and make shifts. Practical. Change-inducing things right now. Because you know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. It's not going to change. You can't control the clients, you cannot control the market, you can control the prices, you cannot control the economy, you cannot control the politics. There is a whole bunch of stuff that you have zero control over. And the more you focus on it, the more you try, the more you obsess, the more you stress, the less productive you are, the more energy it zaps you, the more worried you are, and the less effective you become. True or false? So some of those things you can control. Don't worry about it. What can you control? You can control how many leads you get. You have direct control over that. You simply analyze the 3 or 4 or 5 lead generation funnels you have in place and either fix them or replace them. If they're not getting you good motivated leads, you're wasting your time. So either fix the sucker or replace it with something that does. I have a hint for you. There are people out there who are already doing something. There are people out there who need a good agent. There are people out there who are already on the process. Not 2 years from now, now. And I beat you up over it every week. We talk about high probability leads. Go work expireds. Go work for sell by owners. Go to open houses. Go to direct mail to the right target audience. Go do some good Facebook advertising. That's where the money is. If you set up these systems right, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You're going to get leads. End of story. You work your sphere well without annoying people, you're going to get referrals. That's it. Figure out 4 or 5 good funnels. 4. That's all you really need. Then step 2, follow-up. That's where the magic happens. That's where the real conversions happen. You build trust and connection with somebody who raised their hand and said, maybe. We're thinking about selling, maybe. For sell by owner, we may be listing. Or even they say, get lost, jump in a lake. Statistically, already know 7 out of 10 will end up listing with an agent. Simple as that. So you got all this business all around you. I had a phone call this morning with one of my friends and students, Roxy. And Roxy hit a little slow patch, so we were talking, and I said, Rox, the business is in your head. There's plenty of business around you. I said, go to the MLS and check how many people listed this weekend. And just in her marketplace, there are 40 new listings. Just in her area she works. That means there were 40 agents and there were 40 clients who got together. The agents figure out how they got that lead. The agent figure out how do I get an appointment with that lead. And the agent figure out how to turn an appointment into a listing. That happened 40 times over the weekend in just her marketplace. What about you? So don't buy into this nonsense. I know the market is hot right now. I know things are selling like crazy. I know it's harder to get good listings. But that doesn't mean they're not out there. You just have to shift the game. So what does it take to shift the game? Get more leads. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Just adjust. What's the second thing you got to do? Get more appointments. Fix your follow-up. Maybe up the frequency. Maybe up the quality of your follow-up. Maybe both. What's the third step? Once you sit down with the seller, that's golden, man. That's game time. That's game you cannot fuck up because there is no silver medal. There's no second place. There's no third place. There's no thanks for participating award. You got to get that listing. And if you worked so hard getting the leads, getting an appointment with them, you better deliver a rock solid listing presentation. Where at the end, the seller is excited to work with you. They're looking forward to working with you. They can't wait to get started. They feel really good about finding you or you finding them. And if you're getting hesitation, if you're getting pushbacks, and if you're getting, we're going to think it over and interview more agents, you screwed up. You screwed up somewhere in this process, most likely here, maybe here, maybe here. Breaking down complicated into simple. So don't give me no bullshit about being stuck and not knowing what to do. Nonsense. Nonsense. You know exactly what to do. I can break it down even further. Every day, 3 most profitable, most productive things you got to get done to get good leads. How many leads does it take? Work your plan backwards. You following me? So it's not that complicated. And even in this market, in this area, in your area, right now, there are people who will be signing listing contracts. It's happening every single day around you. So what's the difference between an agent who gets those listings and an agent who doesn't? The agent who gets those listings has the right mindset, no-brainer, knows how to get leads, knows how to follow up with those leads, and knows how to turn those leads into listings. End of story. Everything else is just a noise from your drunken monkey coming up with bullshit reasons why you don't deserve $300,000 or $500,000 or whatever amount you want. Why it's too hard, too difficult, you should stay home, have a sandwich, watch TV. And there you have it. That's the whole business. Now, I want to point out this little part. So you're going to get the lead generation. I mean, it's not that hard. Get on the phone, text some people, go visit some people. You know the steps. You have my systems, many of you, right? Here's what gets interesting. Hannah and I went for a massage yesterday. Love getting good massage. You know, I've been working out, a little sore, a little tired. So I'm like, this is going to be great. 90-minute massage. We go to the same place. It's right here in Arlington. It's a lovely place. Great massage, great studio, very clean, lovely. But here's something that's interesting. I have never received, forget phone call, text, or even a freaking email. Hey, how was your massage? Were you happy? Did we do a good job? Or even when I finished the massage and we were paying, nobody asked me, when would you like to come back? See what I'm saying? Huge opportunity wasted for a simple follow-up. A simple follow-up can turn additional revenue for the business. Where are you dropping the ball? Let's say, God forbid you work with buyers. I tell you not to, but many of you don't listen. You got to learn the hard way. You show property, they don't buy anything. Do you have a debriefing appointment? Ask them, why didn't they buy? When are you get together again? Simple thing. Always give the potential client the next step, whether it's a seller lead or a buyer lead, whether it's an appointment or just a follow-up, there's always got to be the next step. And if you're not doing the next step, and if you're not doing the proper follow-up, you're leaving money on the table. It's really that simple. If you're not on track, and if that 2x or more is not exciting you, evaluate 1, evaluate 2, evaluate 3. And I'll add one more to it. And you, my students, know what I'm going to add there. Evaluate your mindset. You guys notice something interesting? I can write in my left hand and right hand. You notice that? It's because I'm left-handed. But back in Czechoslovakia when I was growing up, you know, in 1800, the teachers didn't teach or didn't know or didn't want to teach kids how to write with the left hand because we started with ink pens and would smear the text. So they would have these giant wooden rulers and they would whack us. There was another kid in my class who was left-handed. He was left-handed as well. And you would hear this whoosh. So I had to learn how to switch. Now the downside is I can't reach it with either one. It's practical, it's impressive, but it's useless. Anyway, I can do that, but just a little skill. All right, so mindset. Evaluate your mindset. What are your expectations? Do you believe the market is shitty and it's hard? And it's almost impossible to make the money you want to make? Do you believe it's complicated? Do you believe there are not enough clients out there, not enough listings? Because that's going to govern your experience. That's the rudder on that ship that's going to drive you either for the rocky, bad shores where you're going to sink the ship or to a lot of abundance and a lot of money. You need that rudder. Yes, it takes more than that, of course. But without it, you're in very difficult waters, okay? So focus on those. And maybe you're on track. Maybe you're happy. Maybe things are going well. I wish nothing else but that for you. Because the opportunity is there, the business is there, the clients are there. The good news is if things do get this complicated, if business does get this competitive, it will discourage and eliminate a lot of the flaky competition. A lot of the part-timers and board housefraus, a lot of people who have no business being in real estate, they're going to leave because it's just too hard for them. They get overwhelmed. You rock stars, you diehards, you people who've been around, who are tough, will simply adjust. Yep.